Other people have different calls at later on at 9 o'clock. So um, we all had an assignment this week to figure out the ingredient of Shakeology, so we can teach the team about a certain Shakeology. Kerry brought up last week that for us to show value in Shakeology, we really need to understand the benefits and how it can help others. Um, so maybe a couple of you will be scrambling at the last second to figure out your ingredient, and if not, then perfect. I'm gonna start because I've got mine. Um, Mine is coffee fruit. I didn't even know this was in our thing in Shakeology was coffee fruit. So I really like this assignment because I think it's really going to grow our mind when it comes to the ingredients, and there are so many of them. But I'll tell you a little bit about coffee fruit. Coffee fruit is a covenant superfood powerhouse that's native to regions of Mexico and India. Coffee fruit is the red fleshy fruit that surrounds what we know to be the coffee bean. Before coffee becomes our morning beverage of choice, it appears in a variety of different preparations. In its most basic unprocessed form, coffee is a cherry-like fruit. So kind of like those, well, not so much like those, but just to give you a description, you know those little berries that are on trees that you see in the summertime, those little orange ones? It's kind of like that. The coffee bean is actually found inside the center of the red coffee fruit. Early on, the fruit were mixed with animal fat to create the protein-rich snack bar. At one point, the fermented pulp was used to make a wine-like concoction. Incidentally, a similar beverage was made from cacao fruit. Before the advent of chocolate, which goes to show that humans are especially adept to finding new ways to use this stuff. Coffee fruits are believed to be exceptional, rich in antioxidants because the plant grows near the equator and high altitudes, where the sun's oxidizing rays are the strongest. To protect itself from these high doses of ultraviolet radiation, coffee plants synthesize these powerful antioxidants. So what's pretty much when Carl talks about all the stuff that's in Shakeology, like antioxidants, coffee fruit is one of them. So that is my ingredient education of the day. Who wants to go next? Dun, dun, dun. I know Patrina's got something because she said she had hers already. So she could, okay, Kerry's got her. So you guys could just unmute yourselves. Whoever wants to go first, I'll mute and I'll shut up.
I'll go first. Can you hear me? All right. So the one I picked was moringa, and it's a tree. Grows in the southern foothills of the Himalayas in northwestern India, and it says it's widely cultivated in tropical and subtropical areas where the young seed pods and the leaves are used as vegetables. Can also be used for water purification, hand washing, sometimes used in herbal medicine. I actually posted an article on my like page earlier this week. So it's almost everything a part of this tree is edible. And one of the things that I found the most interesting was a little picture that they put up here. It's got 2 times more vitamin A than carrots, 14 times more calcium than milk, 4 times more fiber than oats, 4 times more potassium than bananas, 9 times more iron than spinach. And as I said, one of the more interesting things I found is that they actually use it to purify water, which is pretty interesting. And one of the questions I've been getting is whether Shakeology might reduce milk flow, or, it talks about it being a hunger suppressor. And when I talked to my doctor early this week, he said the biggest hunger suppressor is protein. He said, and you're not going to obviously pass that along to the baby because you're eating that, because you're consuming the protein. That's why you are having less hunger issues. And this moringa actually apparently increases breast milk production and improves breast milk, which I found very interesting. And when I asked my doctor on, when did I see him? Thursday, he said he had no concerns about anything in there because I brought a pack of Shakeology for him to look at. And he said, if I find it's helping me, to keep going. And he said the only reason they put those don't breastfeed or don't drink this while you're pregnant is, he said, because of lawyers. He said there isn't anything in there that you would need to worry about. He said it's all about lawsuits. So that made me feel better. That's mine.
I think that's exactly the point that I had last week. I find people are so hesitant about natural products, which is the weirdest thing, but that's our society. They have no problem going to a fast food place and eating poutine and some random oil with God knows what contaminants, an ingredient they've never heard of, because it's have to have a warning label on there. Everybody's like, ooh, I don't want to harm my baby. I'm like, lady, you don't know what you're putting in your body. So I just think it's important that we handle things with kid gloves, because obviously our society is, we follow the stream, and if the stream is something that's advertised on TV, then that's what we think is okay. So I had posted on my page a little while ago some really horrific ingredients, and I questioned people to try and decide what those ingredients were, and one of them was listed out of Old Dutch chips, which like the Dorito-y type nachos chips, which is like my favorite chip to eat. And when I read that one ingredient on there, I was like, that's absolutely disgusting. But it's approved by our FDA, and so people eat it and don't worry about it. And here's these things that come from a plant somewhere in our planet, and people question it. So anyways, I just find it weird. That's my rant for the day. I could go on forever. My ingredient that I chose is interesting because it's called astragalus, and it's actually a whole group. It's a genus of about 3,000 species of herbs and shrubs. So it's really hard to break it down because it doesn't specify what they're using. However, when you look at some of the things, it's been known to combat HIV as well as infections associated with chronic disease or aging. It has potential benefits for the immune system, heart and liver, as well as an adjunctive therapy for cancer. So they're using these plants as much as they can in most cancer research right now. It has the potential for lengthening as a protection against cancer. They're reportedly, recently reported that cancer cells may proliferate precisely because of the lack of differentiating occurring via the damaged or shortened telomere length, which is the amount of the plant that they're putting into different things. So I think that's really cool, because if you do know anything about cancer, cancer is something that duplicates and duplicates and duplicates and duplicates and takes over your system. And this is something that so far has been proven to stunt the growth of that duplication. So pretty cool. That's my ingredient, astragalus. Who's next?
Me. Okay. Are you good? Maybe just like turn it down a little bit. Okay, so I chose the chicory root. Chicory root plant is one of the earliest cited in recorded literature. The chicory root, through the root, has been cultivated since ancient Egypt. Chicory has been roasted, ground, and mixed with coffee in France since the 19th century. Was used on its own in tea or in medical remedies to treat jaundice, liver enlargement, gout, and rheumatism. Wild chicory or succory is not uncommon in many parts of England and Ireland, though by no means a common plant in Scotland. It is more common on gravel or chalk, especially on the downs of the southeast coast and in places where the soil is of a light and sandy nature. When it is freely to be wasteland, open borders of fields, and by the roadside, and it is easily recognized by its tough twig-like stems, along which are ranged large, bright blue flowers about the size and shape of a dandelion. I'm done. Shut up, Gary.
You're muted.
Yeah, I picked blueberries. I had picked chicory root, but I had blueberries as my second because I had a feeling someone was going to grab it. So blueberries, and I brought up the document that I had here. Blueberries have always been known to be full of antioxidants and potential benefits for the nervous system and brain health. But there's new evidence that blueberries can also help with your memory. There was a study involving older adults with an average of age of 76 years. 12 weeks of daily blueberry consumption was enough to improve scores on 2 different tests of conjunction function, including memory, while the participants in the study consumed blueberries in the form of juice. 3/4 of a pound of blueberries were used to make each cup of the juice. So they consumed between 2 and 2.5 cups each day, and the participants actually received a very plentiful amount of berries. The authors of the study were encouraged by the results and suggested that blueberries could turn out to be beneficial not only to the improvement of memory, but for slowing down or postponing the onset of aging problems, Alzheimer's, and dementia. And I thought that was really neat.
Cool. I was reading up on blueberries also. It also decreases colon cancer, promotes bone mineralization, decreases blood clots, promotes new skin cells, protects damage of free radicals, decreases aging effects. So that's something that I eat because I'm looking old. Decreases heart disease, protects from cancer, arthritis, inflammation, and blood sugar regulation. Which I had no idea that that's what this thing does. It's.
I've been warned as a diabetic to watch how many blueberries I had because it can take me from here to here if I eat too many.
Well, that's just like any fruit, right? Like
Yeah.
the sugar in fruit is huge. That's why they say don't eat so many. But
she said the blueberries is good, but too many blueberries can take my sugars actually to a low because they regulate, but they also will lower it.
So that's cool. And I don't think Trevor probably has one. So it's 1, 2, 3. All right. So
Nice.
you
I
have
do. I'm gonna post it in the group because I'm driving a dark road right now.
So in other words, you're gonna find it when you get home, and then you're gonna post it in the group, and I'm okay with that. At least you're getting there.
I'll post it when I hit Highway 2 here.
It's all good, my man. Okay. So tonight we're gonna change things up over the next little while, just so I am not always hosting the calls. I really want to get you guys. I really want to empower you guys to start doing your own team calls and so forth. And we've had such success over the last 2 months with our team calls where everybody's showing up and taking part of them, that I'm going to actually start giving it to you guys to do, unless there's something that I want to portray from either Scotty's team or Team Dynasty that we should talk about, or recognition or something like that. So I'm just going to pick someone for every weekend to do theirs. So next week it'll be Tara, and she can discuss what she wants to talk about. Yeah, she didn't know about that. So she's going to host next week's team call. But today I know Kerry's really driving hard with her team. And I know she does team calls already, and I've listened to her last team call and I was inspired. So I wanted her to host ours today. So I'm excited to have Kerry on today. Kerry is going to host the rest of the call, and I am going to be quiet. And Kerry, it's all yours.
Okay, I hope I'm able to share my screen with you guys. This will be the first time I try to do it because I did put together a little PowerPoint. So I'm crossing my fingers.
1 sec. I just have to
Okay.
make you the host, and then
Okay.
make host. Yes. And then if you go down to the bottom and share screen, then you should be able to do that.
Okay. So I'm going to share with you, first of all, before I get into all of this, I obviously should be part of Bonita's team in that I lead with my heart. See what I did there? Everything I've done has always been on my terms and who I am as a human being. And that's been how I've lived my whole life. I'm extremely sad today because obviously I pushed so hard this month, and obviously I have nothing in regards to Success Club points to show for it. So I have so many conversations. I have so many potentials that I just know February is going to be such a really, really great month for me. But it just wasn't meant to be for me. And I'm still hoping that things happen tonight. I know I'm watching my timeline, and I have a couple ladies that I'm in conversation with, but I'm hosting this call on about being authentic rather than being a success. So bear with me. All right, so I'm going to share this, and I hope that I can open this up. Can you see it? You guys will have to give me a thumbs up because I can't see if you guys can see my screen. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so being authentic. Those of you that have known me, obviously like Tara, she's really gonna love this. I actually wish I could see her right now on this screen, but I'm gonna have to pull up. Here we go, so I can see Tara's face. What I want, there she is, perfect, I'm good now. Okay, I had to set my settings on the side so I can see her when I get to this slides. Tara's known me for obviously a really long time, and Tara is my coach. And so when I got started with Beachbody, really it was, things that I seen her doing, and I've definitely watched Tara be Tara. And I think that that's something that, I've always honored. And Patrina has known me for years and years and years. And she knows who I am. And I just think that if you guys realize every single thing that I do and every single thing that I post is actually me. I may take inspiration from somebody else, but it has to come across in my way, in my terms. And I just think that if I can share anything with you guys about how I've developed people over the years, it's by being authentic. So a couple of things that we're going to do today, some unknown reason. If I can move my slide, but of course it's not moving. For the love of Pete. There we go. I want you guys to think about when you're making your posts and when you're connecting with people, what do you like? So your favorite things. And what do you do each day, from the routine to out of the ordinary? How you can find the exciting in the everyday normal. So can you make something that you're doing relatable? Who do you want to work with? So do you want to work with people that are like you or that are different from you? And I think that that's really important because it's going to be how you drive your business. And then what inspires you? So if you can close your eyes, what really makes you smile? Here's me. This was me on a trip to Las Vegas. What I don't like is trying new foods. I absolutely hate trying new foods. I don't even remember what this thing was, but it was wrapped in some sort of something that just scared the living pants off of me. I'm always really, really scared to try something new because I never want to disappoint people that are around me. But that's just who I am. So I live in a very square box when it comes to food. But when I did try this, of course, my girlfriend that was on the trip with me, she, takes my picture, and I made a ridiculous post about it. This was long before I ever knew Beachbody. But, what I do like is laughing at myself. And if I can get people to engage in the things that I do, then they can relate to me. So here's what I do like. I like being silly. I like laughing. I like making people laugh. And when it comes to things that I post, I try to be really real. And so this is a picture of Tara and I quite a few years ago, and we were just being ridiculous at a cheer competition for our daughters. And, parenting is all about embarrassing your kids. So we did what we could. So you are welcome, everybody. What do you do each day? If you ensure that you focus on those 3 vital behaviors, but you have to make sure that they fit into who you are. So I don't want you to do things just to do them. I want you to do them because it's important to you as a person, and you have to find value in them. I don't want you to invite haphazardly just to get numbers, because people see through that, and then they're not long-term challengers for you, and they don't become part of your business because they felt that you were just there to get money. You need to make sure that your genuine self is coming through. Find ordinary moments and make them extraordinary. You reach people because you truly believe that this is a healthy lifestyle, and you believe that it's going to benefit them, and you want to speak as though you're benefiting them, not that you're trying to benefit yourself. So when you post something, I really want you to be mindful of bringing value. And if you guys have noticed, yes, I did take a week off of posting my videos, but bringing value to people that has nothing to do with the business will serve you further than just selling a challenge pack today and having that person not be successful. Because all they're going to do is resent that you took their money and didn't do anything with them. And us that have been coaching for a really long time, I'm sure we've all had challengers come to us that actually are under a different coach, and they felt that they haven't been taken care of. So just be really genuine. I want you to really find moments that connect you to yourself. So that's meditation, that's reading, that's being really quiet while you have a glass of tea or a cup of coffee, for those of you that drink coffee. Whatever it is, I want you to be able to be mindful in the moment of what you're doing. And if you can find that time every single day, I promise you that it'll connect you to who you really are and what you really want out of this business and out of your life. One of the things that I found as I've struggled through my life, obviously, those of you, again, that know me very well, I'll know that I struggled for a really long time. And what I didn't do was do anything for myself. And by having the ability to take time every single day, and sometimes it was just my commute to work where I was just really quiet and really mindful. But if you can take that time to connect who you are, you're going to connect to people in a much stronger, more heartfelt way. So if you don't know who you are, you're never going to find the people that are going to relate to you. And everybody needs a relatable niche market to connect to. So I want you to find the exciting in your normal, everyday moments. So if you guys were just to see this picture posted, you all have a different opinion of what you see. So you might see just people at an aquarium. I hope I'm not cutting out. It says my internet, it's not too stable. When I look at this picture, I remember the smile that never left my daughter's face because it was her dream to go to that Vancouver aquarium. I remember that she, even though she was a teenager, she ran around like a little girl from exhibit to exhibit to exhibit and just like dragging Dave and I wherever we went. And what I also see in this picture was the very beginning stages of Dave, who was then became husband, and my oldest daughter, who always searched for someone that would take that moment and post it and put something meaningful behind it. People will find more value in you as an authentic person rather than just posting, oh, we went to the aquarium. It doesn't really make sense. And maybe this would relate to another single parent who's struggling to find balance in her family. Who do you want to work with? How you represent yourself will attract those of similar thinking to you. So do you share your faith? And obviously others that have faith will be inclined to want to be around you. Do you share your speed bumps, your challenges, your hurdles? Others will see that you're just like them, and then they'll be more inclined to trust you. Do you believe in a company and its products? If you aren't on board with what you represent, then you aren't being authentic, and it's not going to attract others. I would really prefer to have a small team of committed individuals that believe in themselves than a really large team of salespeople that are just out to make a buck. What inspires you? You need to really take a step back and evaluate what you are and what you want. My family's happiness is truly my inspiration, and I put all my blood, sweat, and tears into being my best self for their smiles and comfort. To see my children succeed because I taught them the things that I was unable to do in my life is clearly what blows me away. And I tend to share those moments because I'm so proud of what I've been able to teach them. If you have all the success in the world and no one to share it with, is it worth it? I want you to share. I want you to donate. I want you to take some downtime. I want you to believe in yourself, not someone else's plan or path. Showing gratitude every day for all that you have, and I promise that it'll come back to you as it was meant to be. This is me. Take me or leave me, love me or hate me. Believe me or don't trust me, follow me or ignore me. I'm proud of my story. I'm proud of my life. I'm proud of my family, and I'm proud of me. If this will stop sharing, there we go.
Wow.
That is my story in a nutshell.
I'm blown away by that. That was fantastic. I don't know why we didn't start doing this a long time ago. Because I learned a couple of things. For one, Kerry, you gave me goosebumps on that last piece there. And Tara just said she got them too. There was something in there that said, believe in yourself and believe in your path. That really hit home. Today we watched a movie, Straight Outta Compton, and it was about, for those of you that haven't seen it, kind of relates to that, because what they did kind of relates what I'm going through in life and how I'm seeing the future. Is Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and Eazy-E joined this group called NWA back in the 80s. They're the people that brought rap into the music industry. And there was a lot of people that were against them, including their partner Eazy-E. But Ice Cube saw it first, saying, no, I don't care how much money is involved here. It's not the way I want to do business. It's not the way I want to live my life. And I'm saying goodbye to all that. And I'm going to go my own journey. I'm going to go my own path. And anybody that knows Ice Cube, he went from Straight Outta Compton, and now he's in movies. He's done platinum records. He's done everything with his life because he believed in himself enough to walk away from something he was already being successful enough. But it wasn't his own journey. It wasn't him being him. It was someone else dictating who he should be. And when it came to Dr. Dre, it took him a little bit longer, but the same thing. He finally saw that, listen, it's me that's producing these records. It's me that's doing all these things. And it's me that I have my own journey. And just because you wanted to go a certain way doesn't mean I have to. So Dr. Dre left Eazy-E also and went into Def Jam Records. And Def Jam Records is just, it was more partying and more gang related stuff. And he didn't want to be a part of that. So he, on his own, believed in his path and believed in his worth, and he decided to move forward with his own journey. And now Dr. Dre, he signed some of the biggest rap icons in the last 20 years. He signed Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. and just moved on and on and on throughout his career. And I didn't even know the guy was a producer until this movie. But what I want to take away from that is pretty much what Kerry was saying through her message, is those are just a couple of people that believed in themselves and moved forward with their own path, and they did it their way, right? So I just wanted to add a little bit of value to what Kerry was saying, because those are two successful people, and it just happened we watched the movie today, and it kind of coincided with what we were just talking about. So fantastic. Does anybody else have anything they want to add to that? For the rest of our team, remember, it is recording, so they will see it when they have a chance to watch it. No? Yes? That's it? All right. Okay, so fantastic call. Kerry, keep going. You still got a couple hours left, and like you said, if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. We'll all have those ups and downs, and it's how we move forward from this business. Regardless of the success level points, you've still touched many lives. You still touched and changed many lives. It doesn't all come into the points. The points are there to track our business. The points are there to measure what we're doing. But by all means, it doesn't mean we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, right? So there will be times that we don't hit it, including me. There's going to be times that I'm not going to hit it. So just move forward, and next month is next month, and it is what it is. And just remember, it's about changing lives, and that's what we're doing here. The points don't say the whole story. So next week, Tara will do the call. She can figure out the topic. We're even going to make her do slides, because now that we got this little thing going on, I like that slides thing. So she can figure something out for next week. And let's do the same thing. Let's pick a Shakeology flavor or Shakeology ingredient. We'll share it with the team. Let's post it in the group so we don't see. Bonita, if you would have posted in the group, then we wouldn't have copied yours. But I think you actually missed that piece the last time, because I think you had to you skipped out in the last minute when we was talking about it, so you might have missed it. So post your ingredient in the group. And I am actually going to post these ingredients that you guys have all said into the group later on in a picture to help the rest of the team with it. And that could also be a post that you post about, like on your daily things, right? You guys can take that ingredient and post about it. And, those people that are following you, they might have those questions on, can Shakeology help with milk flow, right? If they're reading your stuff, the more they know, the more value they see. And really, once we know the product inside out, when those objections come, we match a problem with a solution, right? So you guys can use that as a post for your page if you're not opposed to that. I know I'm going to use it. So that's it for the call. Great call. Great insight, Kerry. I learned a thing or two. So we'll see you next Sunday. Good luck this week on both your teams. Is Beachbody Cup. Tomorrow is day 1. Let's kick it. Let's just have some fun with it. Let's really keep driving our team page. Like, this is the most action we've had in forever, and I'm loving it. It's keeping me on my toes. And what I really liked in that training is your guys' letters to yourself in 30 days. That really shows that you guys took time and put some thought into it. And I'm excited for you to read that again in 30 days and show that you actually hit it once you put your mind into that visualization of where you can be. So I know we're going to have a whole lot of diamonds this month. I'm pretty excited about that. So thanks for the call, guys. We will see you next Sunday. Bye.